Good morning. Good morning to all. I hope you all doing well. I'm Hema Sharma and you all welcome on the description of today's topic, that is EU Annexure 11 or computerized system. During this presentation, I will explain first basic terminology used in Europe, then what is the Ultralex volume 4. After that, explain what are the content and what are the interpretation of content in Annexure 11. So let's go. What is the Annexure 11 and what is the requirements? Terminology: EU. EU, European Union. 27 member state, single market, standardized laws, more than 500 million peoples. EC, European Commission. European Commission is the executive branch of the European Union, responsible for proposing legislation, implementing decisions, upholding the EU treaties, and managing the day-to-day business of the EU. EU directives, legal acts that require EU member state to achieve a specified result. European Commission responsible for proposal. European Councils, European Parliament, responsible for review and approvals, then implementations. EMA, European Medicinal Agency. The European Medicines Agency is an agency of European Union in charge of the evaluation and supervision of medicinal products. Prior to 2004, it was known as European Agency for the Evaluation of Medicinal Products and European Medicinal Evaluation Agency. The responsibilities of agencies are coordinate evaluation and monitoring of centrally authorized EU products, develop technical guidelines, provide scientific advice. Udralax rules legislation governing medicinal products within the European Union. There are 10 volumes in Udralax. The body of European Union legislation in the pharmaceutical sector is compiled in Volume 1 and Volume 5 of the publication. The rules governing medicinal product in the European Union. Volume 1, EU pharmaceutical legislation for medicinal product for human use. Volume 5, EU pharmaceutical legislation for medicinal product for veterinary use. The basic legislation is supported by a series of guidelines that are also published in following volume of the rules governing medicinal products in the European Union. Volume 2, Notice to Applicant and Regulatory Guidance for the Medicinal Product for Human Use. Volume 3, Scientific Guidance for Medicinal Product for Human Use. Volume 4, Guidelines for Good Manufacturing Practice for Medicinal Product for Human and Veterinary Use. Volume 6, Notice to Applicant and Regulatory Guidelines for Medicinal Product for Veterinary Use. Volume 7, Scientifically Guidelines for Medicinal Product for Veterinary Use. Volume 8, Maximum Residual Limit. Volume 9, Guideline for Pharmacovigilance for Medicinal Product for Human and Veterinary Use. Volume 10, Guidelines for Clinical Trials. Guys, I am just briefing the volume. So remain with me so that we can understand the Annexure 11 at the second part of the presentation. Utralex volume 4 have parts. First part, basic requirement for medicinal product, in which we can understand chapter 1, pharmaceutical quality system, chapter 2, personal, chapter 3, premises and equipment, chapter 4, documentation, chapter 5, production, chapter 6, quality control, chapter 7, outsourced activities, chapter 8, complaint and product recall. Chapter 9, self-inspection. Part 2, basic requirement for active substance used as starting material. Part 3, GMP related documents, in which site master file, quality risk management, pharmaceutical quality system, MRA batch certification, templates and other guidelines. Part 4, GMP requirement for advanced therapy, medical product or medicinal product, guideline on good manufacturing practice specific to advanced therapy, medical product or medicinal product. Now annexures. Annexure 1, manufacturing of sterile medicinal products. Annexure 2, manufacturing of biological active substance and medicinal product for human use. Annexure 3, manufacture of radiopharmaceuticals. Annexure 4, manufacturing of veterinary medicinal product other than immunological veterinary medicinal product. Annexure 5, manufacturing of immunological veterinary medicinal product. Annexure 6, manufacture of medicinal gases. Annexure 7, manufacture of herbal medicinal products. Annexure 8, sampling and starting and packing materials. Annexure 9, manufacturing of liquids, creams, ointments. Annexure 10, manufacture of pressurized meter dose aerosol preparation of inhalation. Annexure 11, computerized systems. Annexure 12, use for ionizing radiation in manufacturing of medicinal products. Annexure 13, manufacture of investigational medicinal products. Annexure 14, manufacture of product derived from human blood and human plasma. Annexure 15, qualification and validation. Annexure 16, certification by qualified person and batch release. Annexure 17, parametric release. Annexure 19, reference and retention sample. For Annexure 18 was formed the basic of detailed guideline to create part 2 of Udralex volume 4 GMP guide. Therefore, there is no Annexure 18. Now, come to your topic of Annexure 11. So, after seeing all the EU terminology and Udralex for brief description, now come to the Annexure 11. Annexure 11 applicable to companies that manufacture medicinal products for the human or veterinary use within or for the European Union. So let's see the Annexure 11 of computerized system in Udralex volume 4. First of all, definitions. Computerized system. System including the input of the data, electronic processing, and the output of information to be used either for reporting or the automatic control. Means your computerized system in which you are going to input some data. There is the process of processing electronically and we got the output, and this output information can be used for the reporting purpose or as our automatically control in our process. Application. Software installed on a defined platform or hardware providing the specific functioning. Means the application, like you have the application of the WhatsApp now, so we should understand from there also the application, the software installed in your defined platform or your hardware for your specific function is known as the application of that function. Next, IT infrastructure, the hardware and the software such as networking software and operational system which make it possible for the application function. Means for the fulfill my task, for control my process in computer, there should be infrastructure so that all the networking requirement or the operating requirement can be fulfilled. So there is requirement of infrastructure, which is known as IT infrastructure or information technology infrastructure. Bespoke or customized system. Sometimes we need the software in our way for our requirement of the guideline. So what is written in Annex 11? A computerized system individually designed to suit a specific business process. So that type of computerized system which we customize or prepared in such a way so that our requirement, our business process can be fulfilled is known as customized computer system. Commercial of the self means software commercially available whose fitness for use is demonstrated by a broad spectrum of the user, means already available in your self, in commercial self. You have to use as such and you can demonstrate in a broad way. So that type of computer system or the software is commercial of the self. Process owner, the person responsible for the business, means all the user doing the work and continue the business or the process is process owners. Third party is not directly managed by the holder of the manufacturing and or import authorization, means the third party like your vendors responsible for installation, service, or like your vendor for store your electronic data like cloud system known as the third party. Matlab, that parties that are not directly involved in your process. System owner, the person responsible for the availability and maintenance of a computerized system and for the security of the data residing on that system, means that system owner. For your IT person with that responsible for available your hardware, your computer system, then maintenance, then security of your application, so known as system owner. There should be the close cooperation between all the relevant persons such as process owner, system owner, authorized person and IT, means all these are responsible to continue the process. All persons should have the appropriate qualification, level of access and defined responsibilities to carry out their assigned duties. Means all persons should be clear about that what they are responsible to fulfill the task. Process owner, system owner, IT person and other authorized person have a coordination to complete the task. There should be mentioned qualification for each in your SOP, in your documentation. Job responsibility should be clearly mentioned. All for all the person, there should be access level clearly mentioned in qualification documents. There should be person qualification for each access level. Now, risk management. Risk management should be applied throughout the life cycle of the computerized system, taking into account patient safety, data integrity, and product quality. As part of risk management system, decision on the extent of the validation and data integrity control should be based on the justified and documented risk assessment of the computerized system. Means when I'm going to think about that, I should have the computerized system to fulfill my the task or this function. So what are the risk? I should have a list of the risk in prospective to patient safety, your data integrity and product quality. Then before implementation of any computerized system, the risk of Safety, integrity, and quality should be evaluated previously. And there is mention the current control. What are the current control and what are your mitigation plan at the time of your validation and data integrity control. Now, supplier and service provider. The third parties like supplier, service provider are used example to provide, install, configure, integrate, validate, maintain via remote access, modify or return a computerized system or related service, or for the data processing, formal agreement must exist between the manufacturer and any third parties, and these agreements should include clear statement of the responsibility of third party. IT department should be considered analog. The completeness and reliability of the supplier are key factor when selecting a product or the service provider. Means for the supplier we have the clearly mentioned document what are the responsibilities of the third party, and the IT person or IT department should be considered analog with the third party in the computerized system implementation. Documentation supplied with commercial off-the-shelf products should be reviewed by the regulated user to check that user requirements are fulfilled. Quality system and audit information related to supplier or developer of the software and implemented system should be made available to inspector on request. Means in that case of commercial off-the-shelf product should be reviewed by regulated user because you have no option to customize that. So reviewed properly by regulated user and check what is your requirement, what is your user requirement, and all the things in that type of the software under the quality management system. And quality system and all audit information related to supplier or developer of the software implement system should be made available to inspector on request. Means all these things should be available when you request that to check, to evaluate that. Now validation. Come to the project phase. In before we all see about the definitions. Now come into the project phase. In the project phase, when we come to validation, the validation documentation and report should be covered the relevant step of the life cycle, as we all know about in our validation in our previous discussion, previous slide also. Manufacturers should be available to justify their standard, protocols, acceptance criteria, procedure, record based upon their risk assessment. So all the things, all the documentation should be available as your standard SOPs, your protocols, your what is your acceptance criteria on the basis of your risk assessment, which you already performed previously to implementation your software. Validation documentation should be include change control record if applicable and report on any deviation observed during the validation process. Means at the time of validation you have to create the change management system, change control, and report any deviation which you plan in the validation process and which you not get. So it should be the process to lock your deviation at the time of or the during the validation process. An up-to-date list of all relevant system and their GMP function inventory should be available. Means you have to retain, you have to maintain your list of system or the computers in as a log book, as a log in which you can write the software name or the system name, version, GXP requirement, risk level, validation level, last validation date, next periodic review date, etc. to maintain when any auditor come to your organization and say, give me the list your software or the system and what is the status, then you can show by this log. So inventory should be mentioned and there is given in the EU. For the critical system, an up-to-date system description detailing the physical and logical arrangement, data flow, and interference with the other system or the process, any hardware and the software prerequisite and security measures should be available. But that record, you can fulfill this also. So, at the time of software installation, you have to mention or inventory management requirement. User requirement specification should be describe the required function of the computer system and be based on the documented risk assessment and GMP impact. User requirement should be traceable throughout the life cycle. Means at the time of the software installation, or I will only think at the time of only thinking, I prepare the URS, user requirement specification. Then that type of user specification should be available throughout the life cycle of your process or the software or computerized system, so that anytime you can traceable, anytime you can check what is the user requirement or what is I got, what is the status of the software, is it traceable with URS or not. So URS should be prepared in a very controlled way and very simple way, so that you can traceable with the throughout the life cycle. The regulated user should take all the responsible steps to ensure that the system has been developed in accordance with the appropriate quality system. The supplier should be assessed appropriately. So at the time of choosing the supplier, you should choose that a supplier should know the quality management system, should know the current regulatory requirement. So at the time of supplier, it is very important to understand the supplier thinking approach for your system, for his system that they are going to implement in our environment. So at the time of the system choosing or the software implementation, you should know the regulatory requirement and your supplier should be know the regulatory requirement, and all the work should be under quality management system. For the validation of BASCOP or customized computerized system, there should be a process in place that ensure the formal assessment and reporting of quality and performance measure for all the life cycle state of the system. So when we customize the software like LIMS, so all the requirement of validation, URS, function, specification, design, IQ, OQ, PQ, applicable to that type of the system also. And there is always justification available for the auditor or the inspector for all the validation steps. Evidence of appropriate test method and test scenario should be demonstrated. Means I apply some access control, some rights should be demonstrated as an evidence. Particularly system or the process parameter limits, data limits, and the error handling should be considered. Error handling should be considered. Parameters that you choose, you decide should be considered at the time of preparing the evidence. Automated testing tools and the test environment should have the document assessment for their adequacy. So all these things, all the adequacy, accuracy should be available at the time of validation. Evidence should be available at the time of validation in the part of operation qualification and performance qualification. If data are transferred to another data format or the system, validation should include checks that data are not altered in value and or meaning during this migration process. So when we have to shift our data from one system to another system, there should be the documented process, change control process, and there should be the migration process, very controlled way to check the all the integrity of the data, electronic data available when you transfer from one to another. Data computerized system exchanging data electronically with other systems should include appropriate building checks for the correct and secure entry and processing of the data in order to minimize the risk. Means data electronic with other systems should include appropriate built-in checks. Means you have the checklist when you migrate the data from one to another. So you can verify the security of entry and processing and minimize the risk. Accuracy check. For critical data entered manually, there should be an additional check on the accuracy of the data. This check may be done by second operator or by validated electronic means. The criticality and the potential consequence of the erroneous or incorrectly entered data to the system should be covered by risk management. At the time of risk management, we have to ensure that when we enter data in manually, there should be the additional check available either by the second operator or the supervisor or by your electronic means your software has such type of the system or process so that you can check your entry, so error or incorrect enter data can be rectified. So at the time of risk management should be considered, and at the time of validation we have to check the accuracy. So guidelines say accuracy checks is important. Data storage. Data should be secured by both physical and electronic means against damage. Stored data should be checked for accessibility, reliability, and accuracy. Access to data should be ensured throughout the retention period. Means your data storage system such way designed at the any time you can access and check the data, or at the requirement of inspector you can see the data in read on mode. Okay. Next, regular backups of all the relevant data should be done. Integrity and accuracy of the backup data and ability to restore the data should be checked during validation and monitored periodically. Means for backup your process, your electronic data, there should be the written process like SOP, and periodically check system should be there that data stored backup or not backup, and check during the validation also and monitored periodically. Printout. It should be possible to obtain clear printed copy of electronic stored data. For record supporting batch release, it should be possible to generate printouts indicating if any of the data has been changed since the originally entry. Means you have the provision to print out also, because sometime we have used the printout to some work like which can support us to batch release also, but the printout should be same as the electronic data. So the responsibility of the user also to see that the data available as a printout as a hard copy should be resemble or same as their electronic records. Audit trials. Audit trials consideration should be given based upon the risk assessment, as we already prepared the risk assessment. To building into the system the creation of a record of all GMP relevant changes and deletions, a system generated audit trial. For change or the deletion of GMP relevant data, the reason should be documented. Audit trials need to be available and convertible to a generally in intelligible form and regularly reviewed. Means anything we did in our computerized system should be captured, and then this captured known as the audit trail. So anything we did in the software should be captured there. So audit trail should be always available and your readable and intelligent way. You can review that in intelligent way and regularly reviewed. So at the time of audit trail review, what we have to see? We have to see who did, what did, where did, when did, how did, and why did. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 W and 1 H concept should be there in your SOP to review your audit trial. Change and configuration management. Any changes to a computerized system including system configuration should only be made in a controlled manner in accordance with the defined procedure. So guidelines say that if in any case you have to change the configuration or any required process as updation in software available, so it should be in a change control management system. So there is a documented process and defined process why you are going to change and what you are going to change, what is the impact. So all the things come into the change management system. Now, periodic evaluation. Computerized systems should be periodically evaluated to confirm that they remain in a valid state and are compliant with the GMP. Such evaluation should include, where appropriate, the current range of functionality, deviation records, incidents, problems, update, history, performance, reliability, security, and validation state report. Means you have SOP who define the frequency to evaluate your computerized system to confirm that your computerized system is still in the validation state. And evaluation include, where appropriate, the current range of functionality. If you got any deviation, it should be record. Any problem, incident should be record, and security and performance should be verified in periodically way. Security. Physical and or logical control should be in place to restrict access your computerized system to authorized person. Suitable method of preventing unauthorized entry to the system may include the use of key pass card, person code with password, biometric, restrict access to computer equipment and data storage area. See, there is clearly written computer equipment and data storage area. So securities is applicable in your computerized system. Then where you are going to store your data like server, your hard disk should also be in security way. There should be the security in data storage area. Like if you have the server room, it should be the access, define access, who can access to room, who can go to the room. So security is applicable your computerized system, your equipment and storage area as per the Annex 11. The extent of security control depend upon the criticality of computerized system. Which type of the security is applicable depend upon criticality of the computerized system. Creation, change and cancellation of access authorization should be record. All the things should be record. Security creation, security change, security cancellation of access, all these things should be record and there should be the SOP, all of these things. Management system for data and for documents should be designed to record the identify of operators entering, changing, confirming or deleting data including date and time. So all the things should be managed. All the things managed to understand who operator entering, changing, confirming and deletion should all include with the date and time as the server time as per standard date and time. Incident management. All incident, not only system failures, and data errors should be reported and assessed. All the things, all the incidents should be assessed, reported. The root cause of the critical incident should be identified and should form the basis of corrective and preventive action. If we get any critical incident or anything, any type of incident which need the corrective action immediately or the preventive action, so should be applicable at that time. Electronic signature. Electronic record may be signed electronically, and these electronic signature are expected to have the same impact as your handwritten signature within the boundaries of the companies. Okay, within the boundary of the companies, as you handwritten signature, same signature applicable as a electronic way. Be permanently inked to other respective record. Include the time and date that are applied. So time and date should be applied with the signature. Batch race. When a computerized system is used for recording, certification and batch release, the system should allow only qualified person to certify the release of the batches, and it should be clearly identified and record the person releasing or certify the batches. This should be performing using an electronic signature. When we use the computerized system to batch release like your SAP system, so a qualified person is responsible for batch release and electronic signature should be available there. So qualified person and electronic signature in computerized system is applicable in batch release. Business continuity, very important thing. For the availability of computerized systems, supporting critical process provision should be made to ensure continuity of the support for those processes in the event of system breakdown. Example, a manual or alternative system. The time required to bring the alternative arrangement into the use should be based upon the risk and appropriate for a particular system and the business process it supports. These arrangements should be adequately documented and tested. Means, for example, understand with the example, when we are doing the work in our routine work like in LIMS or SAP, and there is the continuity failure like server error or the network error or system breakdown, what this guidance say, these arrangements should be adequately documented and tested. So you have to log the event number or the incident number, and you have the backup process like manual or alternative system. In which case, in critical process case, if your applied system going to be breakdown or any error observed, and you have the backup process, like you are doing the electronic work and due to the server error or network error, there is the critical process. If there is delay, there is the loss of the business, then there should be the manual system also. You can apply the manual system also, but after locking the incident number, after locking the documented number, and when you got back your network, back your system, then you have the provision to log these manual system to your current control system. So these are the example of the business continuity given in your guideline of an Excel 11. Now, archiving. Data may be archived. This data should be checked for accessibility, reliability, and integrity. If relevant changes are to be made to the system, like computer equipment or program, then the ability of retrieve the data should be ensured and tested. Means your data should be archived always to storage system to ensure the storage system. If there is any changes by the change control processor, then there should be ability to assess that. Means previous system change to new one, and to understand, to see the previous system, there should be the provision or ability you can retrieve the data or test it. Now these all things about the Annexure 11. So thank you your kind presence. I'm really trying to interpret all the things, all the content in Annexure 11. So guys, thank you Once again, if there is any query, you can write me. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much. Thanks for your patience. Goodbye. Take care.